with a reason for WWE releases and more. This is Wrestling Rambles. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Talking about Randy Orton, who he attacked not long ago, Kevin Owens said this: 2 days ago, we got here in Saudi Arabia and we were told by WWE, we have some great activities lined up for you guys in the middle of the desert. Go enjoy yourselves. And we go out there in a dune buggy, and what happened? We flipped. We rolled over several times, 3 times. We were in a car accident 2 days ago, and you know why? I have no doubt that driver was paid off by Randy Orton or Cody Rhodes to make that happen, because everyone is against me. You realize that? Ever since I attacked the little golden boy, oh no, you can't touch Cody. Naming a star in AEW that he would like to see challenge Jon Moxley, Tommy Dreamer noted on Busted Open Radio. For where we're at, Eddie Kingston is a great potential savior. Hopefully he could get back. Eddie Kingston is great if he's able to go. Also, Sting can show back up, not be the wrestler, rally the troops, and somebody is helping support them. Because I was thinking about using my examples before, Sting was part of 2 waves. He was part of fighting off the 4 Horsemen, he was part of fighting off the NWO. He's a major part of that. He could be like, guys, I've lived here before. Mentioning the time that he punched Vince McMahon following the Montreal Screwjob, Bret Hart told the Wrestling Classic, it was one punch and it was a good punch. You kinda had to be in my shoes. I was actually being set up by Vince McMahon. I got madder and we kinda confronted each other. He came to me and we tied up like a pro wrestling match, and if you were in the room, there were multiple people who were going to jump in and pull us apart, just like Vince wanted. If I'd gone with a right hand, they would have hooked my arm and that would be the end of it. I lifted him about a foot off the ground, knocked him completely out cold like a starfish. Recalling an episode of Smackdown where many stars on the main roster were stuck in Saudi Arabia and not able to make the show, and NXT talent made an appearance that night on November 1st, 2019. AEW's Mercedes Moné said this about it in her Moné Mag a couple of years ago. I remember when the whole Smackdown crew, yes, all the guys, were late coming to Smackdown from Saudi Arabia. We had to call in a whole crew from NXT to Smackdown. We didn't even know what was going on, and even more crazy, only girls were available. So literally 1 hour before, Shayna Baszler ended up attacking me. The show turned into the NXT takeover, all due to the travel issues of the Smackdown crew. The audience was so surprised, and the talent was so surprised. It was such a skeleton crew, but it was a surprisingly good show. Surprises are fun sometimes, right? Reflecting on the evolution of her on-screen character in WWE, Liv Morgan said this on Logan Paul's Impulsive podcast. The only time someone's ever told me aesthetically was when I was very modest and kind of got to grow up, live what I was speaking about before. It's the only time I've ever been told, like, hey, let's change our look a little bit. It was just a female writer that was like, we're thinking maybe just grow up a little bit. I was like, okay, I know what that means. I think it was right. I was very chaotic. Liv, Riot Squad, blue tongue, pink hair. She needed to mature and grow. During that same interview, Logan Paul revealed that he wanted to team up with Dominik Mysterio in WWE, saying, I'll just say it, I pitched Triple H frickin' me and Dominik tag team, Paul announced. When asked about Levesque's reaction, he added, it didn't seem like it was off the table. I feel like we're the 2 biggest villains in WWE, and I feel like we'd kick ass together, and most importantly, I like him off camera. On TikTok, NXT's Arianna Grace posted this video about Halloween.
Today on Gross to Grace, we're celebrating Halloween by talking about the real devil of the day, processed sugar. Today, everybody's gonna be eating candy, and they shouldn't, because candy is bad for you. It causes cavities, obesity, and general failure. Miss NXT does not eat candy. It's gross. And if you're an adult and you eat candy, I'm sorry, but I am judging you. Make healthy choices. It's an apple a day keeps the doctor away, not a Kit Kat bar a day. And that candy that you bought for the kids, we all know who you really bought it for. So as you're rotting your teeth tonight, eating numbers 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you should feel ashamed. Make better choices. Don't be gross.
Hinting at making an appearance on NXT for their show on Wednesday, Ms. Money in the Bank, Tiffany Stratton told The Takedown, "You'll have to wait and see. You know, maybe I'm a little bit tired after Saudi Arabia. Maybe I won't go and pop in at ECW Arena, or maybe I will. You'll just have to wait and see." Going over WWE transforming the Peacock subscriber model, Ringside News wrote that NBC Sports President Rick Cordella recently appeared on The Main Event with Andrew Marchand, where he shared insights in how WWE and live sports shaped Peacock into the service it is today. Surprisingly, Peacock wasn't initially designed with sports in mind, rather it aimed to emulate platforms like Netflix and Hulu with a focus on entertainment. However, COVID-19's impact on sports schedules led to a shift in direction for the streaming platform. "We kind of backed into it, having sports on Peacock," Cordella explained, revealing an unplanned move to feature Premier League games at launch. "I'm not sure if I've ever told this story, but Peacock wasn't meant to have sports initially. We were really trying to be what Netflix was or what Hulu was, which was an entertainment sort of SVOD, subscription video on demand, and we were trying to come up with ideas for our launch, which was July 15th, 2020. Cordella went on to detail how, with Premier League games pushed into the summer, he approached former NBC Sports head Peter Bavacca with a proposal. "I remember going to Peter Bavacca and saying, 'Hey, what do you think about pulling some Premier League games out of NBC Sports Gold?' NBC Sports Gold was NBC Sports specific SVOD service, and moving its content to Peacock was an untested concept at the time, but with the Premier League support, the games aired on Peacock, and what drove the most subs on that launch day was Premier League," Cordella explained. This response prompted NBC to keep Premier League games on Peacock for the remainder of the season. As Peacock sports programming grew, live events like Tour de France continued to drive subscriptions, with Cordella likening it to broadcast TV's Sunday Night Football promoting Monday night content. He explained that model worked, and I'd say from there we added WWE Network, and that was a big one internally. Cordella credited WWE executives like Nick Khan for taking a chance on Peacock, as the streaming service was relatively new at the time. "We give a lot of credit to Nick Khan and the WWE team over there for having their faith in Peacock. We brought that product in and that content, and those fans came," he said, recognizing how WWE's arrival drew in subscribers who not only engaged with WWE content but also stayed on for other offerings. The partnership with WWE has proven crucial, with its fan base helping shape Peacock's growth trajectory as a service offering both sports and entertainment. Looking ahead, the WWE Peacock rights are up for renewal in March of 2026, raising questions about the potential for a continued collaboration that has clearly benefited both sides. Recalling his confrontation with Goldberg, WWE World Heavyweight Champion Gunther said this in the lead up to the Crown Jewel event. "So I was invited out there at Bad Blood to speak about the Crown Jewel Championship, and we had a lot of legends in the house. And I met a lot of them backstage, and one of the very few that I didn't meet that I just saw was there before was Goldberg, so when our eyes crossed, basically I was like, why not break some balls a little bit? He doesn't seem able to take things lightly. I tried to lighten up the mood a a little bit. If push comes to shove and he thinks he wants to get back into the business and wrestle again, then I'm happy to teach him a lesson. Criticizing those in pro wrestling that break character on social media, The Undertaker noted on his 6 Feet Under podcast, there is a huge disconnect for me. Even being in the business, there's so much, and I try to tell guys this all the time. Like, you're trying to be this character, you're trying to be this individual, and then you go on social media and you're bouncing around acting like an idiot. I was just like, how is anybody supposed to take you seriously? This is what pays the bill. This is what you are. This is what you are trying to be, and you're not there yet. Announcing his retirement from pro wrestling, former AEW star Marko Stunt wrote this on social media: "To my fans, friends, and the wrestling community. Today I write this with a heavy yet grateful heart as I announce my retirement from professional wrestling. This decision was not an easy one, as wrestling has been the biggest part of my life for so long, filled with moments that have shaped who I am today. It has been an incredible journey, one full of passion, sweat, tears, and unrivaled joy. Over the years, I've given my body up to professional wrestling. I obviously am not the biggest, and I used that and I allowed myself to be battered, but man did I love it. However, after consulting with my doctor, I was advised to prioritize my long-term health and step down from in-ring competition. Accepting this reality has been one of the toughest moments of my career, but I know it is the right decision. First and foremost, I want to express my deepest gratitude to All Elite Wrestling, AEW. Thank you for giving me the chance to showcase my abilities and share my passion with fans around the world. Being able to wrestle on national television was a dream I could hardly have imagined when I first stepped into this business, and it was AEW that made that dream come true. To everyone involved in AEW, from the production crew to the fellow wrestlers who became my family, thank you for believing in me and giving me a place to call home. I also want to send a thank you to Bret and Game Changer Wrestling, GCW. Bret, you gave me my start, and GCW became the launching pad for my career. It was where I discovered my voice, learned to embrace my uniqueness, and grew into the person and wrestler I am today. You provided me with opportunities that changed the course of my life, and for that I will always be indebted to you. To all the wrestlers I've shared the ring with, you know who you are. Each of you has played a role in my journey, teaching me lessons, pushing me to my limits, and sharing unforgettable moments. Whether we battled as opponents or stood together as allies, you all hold a special place in my heart. Lastly, to the fans who cheered, supported, and believed in me through every match and every show, thank you. Your energy, chants, and unwavering support fueled me more than you'll ever know. You are the heart and soul of this industry, and without you, none of this would have been possible. As I step away from the ring, I take with me memories and friendships that will last a lifetime. While I may be retiring from in-ring competition, wrestling will always be a part of who I am. I hope to continue contributing to this amazing industry in different ways, and to stay connected with all of you who made this dream a reality. Thank you for everything." Reacting to her release from WWE, Tegan Nox wrote this on X: "Some things are just out of your control and you can only do as much as you can. Let's clear one thing up though. I'm ready. I've been ready. Just have to show people what they've missed." Also, Indi Hartwell said this regarding her WWE departure, writing, "Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened." For a reason as to why people were released from WWE the other day, Ringside News wrote that WWE fans were surprised to learn that Baron Corbin, Tegan Nox, and Indi Hartwell are departing from the company. Baron has already confirmed his exit, as has Indi. Now we have even more information about what happened in each situation. According to an update from Sean Ross Sapp on Fightful Select, it was noted that Baron Corbin's contract won't be extended, and his deal likely runs until the end of the year. Several independent promoters have already inquired about his availability, with some hoping he will continue wrestling. Baron Corbin, who had mixed feelings about teaming with Apollo Crews, has mainly appeared backstage and worked dark matches in recent months, including at a recent Netflix shoot on October 27th. Now he is going to do his own thing after WWE. Tegan Nox was released and will be under a 90-day non-compete clause, making her eligible for other opportunities by early February 2025, along with Indi Hartwell. Nox has been absent from WWE television for over 6 months and hasn't been booked for dark matches or live events recently. There hadn't been any extended creative plans for her, though she occasionally appeared at Smackdown tapings. Indi Hartwell's departure was the most unexpected, especially as she has a pre-taped match set to air on Smackdown. Some staff and talent reportedly noted that Hartwell had gained momentum through recent social media skits. She was informed of her release. It's also likely that Tegan Nox and Indi Hartwell will need to address visa matters to continue working in the US. WWE talent were informed of these cuts on November 1st, and according to internal sources, this is reportedly the extent of this round of releases. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.